when your advice to a fat person on the internet is to eat less when they are not having a problem with overeating. That doesn't make sense because you do have a problem with overeating garbage foods. How do you think this happens? How do people think this happens? Okay.
If your advice to a fat person on the internet is to eat less when they are not having a problem with overeating, you don't care about their health.
Why are you yelling? And why are you doing this like in the back room of some kind of like mega church or something? Why are you yelling? Why are you yelling?
Eating, you don't care about their health. You just are fat phobic.
Oh, twinkle toes. Are you still not making sense? Oh, poor baby.
Also, when did they ask for your help? Did they? Maybe your advice is unwarranted, and maybe unwanted, and maybe not helpful, and maybe just hateful.
Oh, you're an ally. We have an ally on our hands. That's nice.
Aww.
Good man. Good man. Standing up. Standing up. So strong. So brave. He's so brave. If your advice to a fat person on the internet is to eat less when they are not having a problem with overeating, one, that's kind of funny. It's funny because they do have they have disordered eating for sure. I mean, if you're fat, then guess what? It's either a product of what you're doing now or what you did in the past. And either you're working on it or you're not working on it. But what does that mean? It's chronic inflammation. It's excessive caloric intake. It's lots of toxins in your body. It's endocrine disruptors. It's lack of sleep. It's lack of hydration. It's a number of things. That's why we have 7 pillars. And it takes time to go through all these and to tweak and to fine tune. And sometimes there's a lot of damage that won't be completely undone. Because when you're a child, when you're young, you have a clean slate. You have a fresh, you don't have the decades of compounded damage. If you've been eating like crap for 50 years, can you make amazing progress and changes? Of course, but you also have all that in your wake that is really hard to undo. You can't go back in time and change the wear and tear on your joints when you weren't practicing yoga. I know we all wish we can go back to the beginning and do it right this time. Hindsight's 2020. So can you make a lot of progress no matter where you start? Sure. But you also have to understand that if you have a lot of time in your history, like years and years of abuse of garbage foods, of lack of exercise, lack of sleep, it just might be a steeper climb. But show me one obese or fat or overweight person that doesn't have a problem with overeating. Even if you're eating garbage foods, you're still eating too much of them. But of course, we all know in the Swole family, we know that foods also have other side effects. They have other forms of inflammation and other things that can compound. So it's not just caloric surplus, it's also what these foods do. So this guy's just trying to be like, when did they ask for your help? Did they? Look, if you're going after people, if you're going into other people's posts and you're going in the comments and being like, you fat ass, stop eating so much. If you're literally going after people, I'm responding and we're just kind of having fun listening to some of this nonsense when we go balls deep. But I mean, if you're actively looking to hurt people, that's one thing. That's one thing. But if you're also for me, if I'm speaking truth and I'm speaking facts and I'm talking about it from personal experience and from helping thousands of people lose hundreds and thousands and tens of thousands of pounds, it's your choice.